and sing the lights once more. I could be all I want to know, but nothing stops me. Come back again. I see it clearly now. Your sweet, sweet talking won't make me fall this time. Cause now I'm gonna maximize it. Don't you even try, 'cause it's too late. I'm someone else, although I look the same way. Teardrops that fell. It's just another daily high over us, over you. And about another deja vu. So let's see the lights once more. I could be all I want to know, but nothing stops.
Well, hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Rebellious Business Show. My name is Cordelia, feeling rather upside down today, and joined with Caroline. That didn't make sense. Joining me today on this fine Rebellious Show is Caroline Antonia.
Hey, we need the clapping board. Oh, bless
We
you.
do. Oh my God, I don't know where the clapping board, I don't know where anything is. I don't know where the clapping board is, guys. I've just moved house and I did manage to get the old Rebel Gets Results propped up somewhere in the background for the show. Don't have a pink light yet, but working on it. Office is pending, sitting in the kitchen. But it's coming along nicely. It's coming along nicely. Oh yes, Nicola, thanks for the reminder. Sending everyone lots of love on this wintry, rainy, wet morning. For anyone tuning in live for the first time, my name is Cordelia. This is Caroline Antonia joining me. And these are some of our rebels. We have lots of amazing rebels here today. Welcome, guys. Great to have you with us. And if you're watching us live right now, drop the hands, heart, what we shall be referring to from here on out, the rebel emoji in the chat. To let us know that you're here. If you watch us on the replay, drop the rebel emoji in the chat to let us know that you were here. And today we have the second in the new series of the Bathing It Rebellious Business Show episodes, where we are changing things and we are testing things live with a live audience, with live participants, with social media, with all the things live. No practicing, no rehearsals, just go for it, see what happens, have a feedback session. And so look, we are open to hearing your feedback on these shows. Please do let us know what you think.
Be gentle, though. Be gentle. We're trying our best.
We are.
And you are in the middle of a massive house move as well. And I'm going on holiday today because that's what I typically do. It's very classic of me. So yeah, we're bathing it. For anyone who doesn't know, that's build as you fly.
Yeah, we're building as we're flying, but we're also building as we're flying and doing dress changes in the air. Like dress changes whilst we are doing coordinated flying. It's mental. It's absolutely mental at the moment, but it's great to be here. And I'm hoping that this show, just being here with you guys, is going to make me feel some sense of normality again. But yeah, I've just done a huge house move, moved next door, but there's been so much to do. Everything's on top of it's just nuts. Hands up if you know what it's like to move house. You know how nuts it is. Yes, I don't need to say any more. You all know. You all know what it's like.
I don't know if anyone knows quite what you're going through, because I've moved house several times, and it's never been like you. Actually, I feel like now is a good time to mention the severed hand from the last move and let everyone know that it's even worse than that. That's my favourite story. Can you share that?
Okay. Well, we had a lovely house in the countryside, big house, front garden, back garden, 2 front gardens, 1 back garden, garage, 4 double bedrooms. You know, it was big, it was nice, it was big. And we downsized into a flat for the time being. However, my dad has properties here, and you know, being his daughter, I just go in and just make things my own and just take the lead. And so we moved into one of his flats, and it had been rented out to students for the last 50 years. And there was just lots and lots and lots and lots of belongings that were left in that house, including sanitary towels, a severed arm. There was just all going on, all of it. There was even some half-eaten baklava on the side as we walked in. Like there was a lot to do. And on that day, we moved in, and it was torrential rain all day. Like, we moved during a flash flood, and it's essentially moving house and doing a house clearance at the same time, which is interesting. Now, we've done the same thing again into another one of my dad's houses, but this one is a lot larger. So we've done that with a flat, but this time we've done that with a house, and it's absolutely beautiful, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. And the key difference this time around is that I'm not on my own. I have help, which is really, really lovely. To have a big, strong man moving stuff for me has made the biggest difference, I would say. But yeah, so here we are amidst the chaos doing the Rebellious Business Show, and the show must go on. But it's great to be doing something rebellious, because I feel like for the last month I've been moving things, but it's actually been 48 hours.
Well, firstly, the point in that story was to refer to the severed arm. You moved past that very casually. It wasn't a real severed arm, just so everyone knows. She just opens up a drawer and it's a prosthetic, fake severed arm from a Halloween costume. But she rang me. She's like, I've just severed arm. I was like, what? And again, she didn't give much detail or context on it last time either. So I was also equally surprised. And we've also got where did the comment go? We've got lots of going on in the chat, but someone shared that they actually cleaned a poo once. Simon O'Neill has even cleaned a poo from a bed, which is why I just want
I need to hear your worst moving stories. Please let me know. I need to see them. Please drop them in the chat. Worst moving house experiences.
We should have probably had this in the segment.
That would have been so much fun. But we will make time for it at the end. Get them in, drop them in the chat. It's today. I think the word has spread, Caroline, that we've changed the way we do things around here, and people have decided to tune in, find out what the hell is going on. Hey,
love it. Everyone's getting involved. So yeah, everyone, listen. Clarify as well is that we have, because we also have everyone mostly from the live come onto the Zoom, which means that we don't get as good a reach on the live. We're basically what happens is we tell Facebook that we're interesting for a second, and then we're not that good because people join the Zoom call. But what that translates to Facebook is that this is not good content and you don't want to be here. So anyone who's on the Zoom now, if you just go over to the Facebook and just give us a heart, a share.
I'll share a link.
A what?
I'll share a link to make it easy.
Share a link. Do it. So, but also everyone who's on the Facebook that doesn't see lots of viewers live with you, it's because they're all on the Zoom. So don't worry. We're all here having a blast. And you guys, we have more people viewing our content, significantly more people viewing our content and watching it and connecting and commenting than we have following us. So if you are liking our comment, if you're enjoying this, if you feel connected to the Rebels, then give the Facebook page that you're on a like and a follow. And if you're watching us on YouTube, click the notification bell and click the subscribe, do all the things. It's going to really help us bring more Rebels together. That is what our mission is at Rebellious Business, is to connect the Rebels. And if you're a business owner, by default, you are a rebel because you are carving your own path. Anyway.
Yes, you are. Yes, amen to that. Amen to that. Now, rolling into our section of trust, I just want to get this over and done with for Jennifer. For Jennifer, promise. Promise it's not for my own benefit. I want to get this over and done with for Jennifer, because Jennifer's on holiday, ladies and gentlemen, and she is tuning in to do episode number 2 of the new version of the show with us from Portugal. Hey, Jennifer, how are you doing?
Hey everyone. I'm really good, thank you. The weather is very, very nice.
I'm just spotlighting us all because I can see on the live on Facebook, you can only see one at a time. So there we go. Now we can see all of us. Make us jealous. How hot is it over there?
Well, we're talking 32 today.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a beach day today. We did a lot of touristy stuff yesterday. So today is just a beach day. But we've got to travel like 45 minutes to there. So yeah. But yeah, so
lots of people saying they're jealous in the chat. John says that you picked the one part of Europe with sun.
Yes.
Natalie said she's jealous.
What's it like at home?
Raining, babe.
You've taken the sun.
I'm
Raining,
so
babe.
sorry.
Raining, babe.
Raining, babe.
I'm so sorry. I'm not, but I am.
Not forgiven. 14 degrees Celsius, grey and drizzle, Nicola Howard says.
Oh,
well,
well,
that's a shame I'm going to Greece today.
Oh, just for all. Well, listen, I will be in Spain soon. This time next month. Right. Anyway, so Jennifer.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm here.
Jennifer, I'm going to hand over to you to introduce what on earth this section is. What's happening now?
Well, in case you wasn't at the show last week, I asked the wonderful Cordelia and Caroline an awkward question, and I wanted you guys to get involved with that. So I put a post out this week to just drop any awkward question you would like to ask Cordelia or Caroline. Like it can be anything, at all. And some of you have responded, which is great. So thank you. You've made that really easy for me. So last week, I asked these two what it is that they find challenging. Was it challenging? I can't remember exactly what it was.
What's the worst thing about working with having partnered with each other?
That was it, yes. And they were authentic about it. They told us what it was. And they even asked me, they dropped me into it as well. So this week, ladies, are you ready?
Yeah.
What is the toughest challenge in your that you have experienced in your current business? So yeah, and what's your toughest challenge that you have been through in your current business right now?
Right now it feels like moving house and doing a show, but I think there's been much tougher.
Yeah, definitely.
Cordelia, do you want to go first?
Are we going to pick our own, or do you want us to convert?
Let's do that.
Pick our own. Okay, I think for me it was this realization that coaching companies are not very scalable. And off the back of that realization, needing to change the business model significantly. And in order to change the business model significantly, we had to change the programs, the team, a lot of different things whilst the business was live and we had active clients and we had a weekly show and we had live weekly calls and we had all the things going on. It was a little bit like being one of those band players and running a marathon at the same time. And it took a long time. It took months to get to that point where we had finally changed it. And we absolutely smashed it out the park, can I just add? But it was really hard because we had clients that were on our books that we were looking after. We had team to let go. We had to physically change things, end partnerships, change things, turn everything upside down and then rebuild it with live moving parts. Would you say?
Can you give like an example, like a bit of context? Because it's like in can you, what do you?
Yeah, okay, right. Here's a good example. So we had 3 programs. We had GPC, We had tribe funnels. Oh, I went glitchy then. We're testing the internet in this new house today, guys. Please let me know if I start glitching.
It's just you need coffee.
We had GPC, we had tribe funnels with you, and we had Ascension, 3 programs. And we, in order to turn it into what we've got now, we had to merge them into one program. And so we've got people that are in GPC and haven't paid for tribe funnels with you. We've got people that are in GPC and have paid for tribe funnels with you. Like, that's problem number 1. Like, how do you look after those people and make sure that it doesn't feel like there's an injustice happening? Like, for me, the customer support, the customer journey, and people feeling cared about and looked after is number 1. So that's always my priority. Is like, okay, well, that's fine. We could just change things, but like, how do we make sure that we're not taking stuff away, that we're not like, that it's not unfair anywhere, like that it's fairness for everyone. And then moving everything into one program so that we could then open up and create the membership. Oh, that's a specific example, I would say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that definitely sounds challenging.
Would you say that's been the most challenging thing, Caroline, or would you say there's something's been more challenging than that?
I think that was your domain though. So like, that wasn't super challenging for me, because I just kind of, for me, it was hard being like, I think when I first joined, I was like, this is going to be really hard to scale as it is. And there's a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of things that just inhibit us achieving our vision. Because like at first we weren't partnered at first, and I was actually pretty resistant to it. But when we started, like, I know a lot of the reason I was resistant to it was because of all the things, like the different programs, and I didn't want a business. I didn't actually want a business. I want a business. I come to the years ago, I was like, I do not want a business. I'm not right for business. I just want to create stuff, and I want to start anyway. So I had a different vision for what I wanted in life. And so I was just kind of like helping out Cordelia, because I've done that since she started Rebellious. And then when we sat down, I think it was, we had Chinese, you started talking about the big vision. Do you remember that? Was it Chinese or was it Mexican? Anyway, we had lots of.
I could eat a Chinese right now. I could. I just wanted to. Like, you just made me hungry.
Sorry, that's the biggest challenge, is dealing with Cordelia's hunger. That is a day-to-day challenge. But we sat down and we spoke about the bigger vision, and it was like, oh, we're so aligned. We want the same things. Like, that was at the moment for me of like change, and that was a few months in of working together. And I was like, okay, well, if we want this big vision, if we want the same things, stuff has to change. And I could kind of see from an outside perspective, it's always easier seeing from the outside. So this isn't like a, I haven't got some like enlightened vision, but because I was new coming in, I was like, this can't work to achieve this outcome that we both want. Like, I could see very clearly that things like couldn't work the way they were. So I think the challenging thing was me, like, for instance, like I felt like there was a team member that I was like, this just can't be, it's not financially feasible. It doesn't contribute to the bigger vision. It's not supporting you. It's just, I felt like, I was like, I could see very clearly that this person wasn't right for the business, but I didn't have a personal and emotional connection to this person. So I was quite happy to say, like, we need to let this person go. Whereas you were like, I have a personal connection to this person. I have an emotional connection. I have a history. So it's hard to just go like, you're gone. So, and I really recognized that. So I was trying to work with it. So the hardest thing for me was going, I can see what needs to be done, but I'm new, and I don't feel like I can't just come in and just tear down the walls, and it's not that simple. So it's like, I guess I wanted to come in and just like rapidly change things, but it just doesn't work like that. So I had to be like, okay, let's try problem solving, be patient, let's work with things. And I mean, it got to the point where it's like, okay, this, we are working towards this vision, and this shift and these changes need to happen. So it was almost like by the time that you were implementing those changes, because it mostly fell on you to do that because you understood the systems. By the time it got to that stage of like, okay, yeah, this is what we're doing, I'd got over my biggest issue. Like, I was like, I don't know how to make all this work together, and I don't necessarily want it to work together. I want us to reach our big vision. We want to have like the best network events in the UK. We want to connect people together. We want to create world-class content. And we don't necessarily want to run a massive coaching company. So for me, it was like, that was the challenging part for me. It's like identifying there's an issue that's stopping us getting to the goal that we want to get to. So by the time like the hard work needed to be done, I was chill.
So does that mean that the hard bit for you was not being able to do the stuff that needed to be done because we had to be patient and sensitive, and I was emotionally attached to everything?
No, it wasn't not being able to do the stuff we wanted to do. It was more being like, I have to still cooperate with this system that I know isn't really leading us to where we want to go. So it wasn't, I think it was, cooperate. It was cooperation. No, it was like, I don't really want to do this work that's necessary to do to keep the business alive. Like, think if it's up to me, I'd go, right, let's just scrap everything, start from zero. But that was not feasible. I know, I'm glad we didn't. Oh God, my heart's beating now. Like, I think if it was me, I would have done that, which I'm glad we didn't. So it's like, okay, this isn't feasible. We have to do things slowly, a slow adjustment. So it's like doing things. I'm like, this isn't the vision I want for my future and our future, but it's necessary. We have to do this. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, thanks.
And that was last year. Like, it was a hard year. It was very, very hard year. Like getting all that stuff together. Now I don't know what the biggest challenge is now, but that was the biggest challenge. Like the adjustment. Yeah.
Biggest challenge for me is getting to that bloody office so I can turn it into a studio. I'm so excited.
I'm very excited about that.
Anyway, Jennifer, I think we should let you.
Thank you very much.
Get on the beach.
Again, as I said last week, it's going to be the same next week. So keep the questions coming in. Again, they can be as awkward as you guys like. And I'll choose one, and we'll be rolling it out next week.
I've seen a couple of people drop questions in the chat. There is a special link to share your awkward questions with us. Remember that these questions can be anonymous. You do not need to give us your name.
That too. Yes.
And in order to submit these questions, we also would love you to join the Rebellious Business Network. So we have a post in there going every week. It's also where we drop lots of other content. It's where the Rebels officially live in the Rebellious Business Network. So we've got a link going into the chat now as well for the Rebellious Business Network, which is a free community of over 2,700 rebels. Is it 2007 or is it 2008? Every time we say this, it changes, it goes up, we're growing.
It's still 2007. Do you know why?
Guys.
We haven't run ads in the last 2 weeks, so it's growing slowly, and then it will go boom when the ads turn on Thursday. Tomorrow, the ads are turning on tomorrow, so it'll be 2,800 next week, babe.
Ooh, okay, excellent. So yeah,
I'm doing a lot of babing today.
Oh, Nicola's got a screenshot of when it was 888 members.
Oh, I love that, Nicola. Jennifer, lots of love.
Lots of love, guys.
Peace out. Oh, yeah. I nearly reported her instead of removing the spotlight then. That would have been fun. So I think that rolls us really nicely on what we wanted to talk about, passive income.
Yeah.
In fact, it's your sorry, just look at the plan.
We're working through this. Yeah, I mean, you were supposed to also promote the network, but there we have it. So we're working through a plan, guys. It will be a slick, clean, amazing thing soon. So you are here with us today, like, to see this in progress, the show in progress. We should have one of those like construction signs.
It's like a rehearsal that's being aired live on TV.
Yeah, that's really challenging. Okay, so we like to have this a middle section. Oh God, I'm not allowed to do footnotes, but here we are. Here's the footnotes. So this is the segment on kind of educational and talking through business and marketing. And today our topic is passive income. And I have found a keyword. So I'm going to say this keyword so that when we edit it, it's going to help us rank on YouTube. However, it doesn't quite make sense because there's 2 of us. But the keyword is my honest opinion on a passive income, but it's actually ours. So today we're going to talk about passive income. It'd be great for you guys to actually share what your opinions are of passive income. Like, what do you think about it? Like, obviously, if you can create it, it's amazing. But Nicola, I want more of it. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Doug, doesn't really matter. Any other opinions? What are we thinking about passive income? It was the reason I got into business. I wanted a passive income so that I could lounge on the beach. Oh, we've got Doug raising his hand. Is that you raising your hand or waving at someone?
Yeah, well, I'm waving my hand because actually that was you rambling doesn't really matter. Not that passive income doesn't really matter, because passive income matters an awful lot.
Oh, okay,
All
fine.
right. So it was
doesn't really
just about
matter,
the
but it's
fact
something
that,
different.
you know, you're cobbling together this show at the moment, and you know it will turn into something professional. What I was saying is it doesn't really matter that you're cobbling it together.
Oh,
because I'm able to just jump in and say hi to everybody.
Hi. You'll
'Cause
always
there's no
be allowed
structure.
to do that.
Yeah, good. Right,
Yeah.
I'll go now. But no, passive income really matters.
agreed.
Thanks,
Okay,
Doug.
sorry, I did not mean to misquote you. This is what happens when you misquote people, guys. They come in and shout at you. Just beware of trolls. Okay, so Andy Dobson says passive. How truly passive is it? / can be. I'm going to be very careful about how I quote people now. I don't need to get another tongue lashing. Okay, so Cordelia, what's your honest opinion on passive income?
That's a bit like saying, like, the thing is there are so many different sides to this, in the sense that it depends on your infrastructure. It depends on your business model, what sector you're in, what infrastructure you've got in place, what team you've got in place, what software, all of it. Because you can try and it depends what experience you have and what audience size you have. And there's a lot of things that depend on it. So that, you know, you can have a business that becomes a bit more passive because you automate some things. And then you can have like a completely passive income in the sense that you're doing absolutely nothing for that income because you're a sleeping partner in a company that's run by someone else that you're generating money from. Or you've got
what about like
that are completely ran by someone else and you don't have to even think about them or look at them or touch them or do anything with them. But if you're talking about like an online business, I think people misconstrue the word passive income, or they talk about passive income, like start an online business to have a passive income. And I think what people like get wrong is the fact that there is going to be a lot of admin and there is going to be customer support needed with selling things to people on the internet. So it's
I think that's like a really good point, actually, that you touch on customer support. So, for instance, we have a lot of customers. However, and technically that is like passive, but we really look after them. I think that's the key point, that I think passive income is really essential for a bit. Actually it's crucial, and it has made a huge difference to our business. It gives stability, it gives us an opportunity to scale, it gives us, like, in terms of financial. However, I think we work so hard for that passive income. So that's the point of, like, that's where it's like mixed up. It's like, it's not, it's passive in the sense that it's not hour for hour. We're not getting paid per hour. We're not getting paid per customer. We are earning, well, the business earns revenue based on how many customers we've got, but the amount of customers we get is based on how well we look after them and how well we build the system to support them and how well we create a community for them to interact with and how well we connect with them on a day-to-day basis. So it's I guess it's just looking at it, it's a different model. It's not a case of like, oh, like, here's a fine example. A fine example may I give. We first ran sorry, I don't know why I said fine, and then that made me feel like an English like part of the English gentry. So anyway, I'll give you a fine example.
Yoda joins a gentleman's club.
I know. I'm so delusional. I've actually got a virus as well, guys. So this is a challenging show for us. But anyway, when we first ran the challenge, we started the membership in January.
Context. What's the challenge?
The NABA Client Challenge. We have a NABA Client Challenge every month, which is geared towards helping service-based businesses get a client quickly with rapid customer generating strategies. And we didn't start off with a challenge. I don't think. I can't remember how it was, but in January we had some sort of I think we did have a challenge in January. So we ran ads to our challenge, and the idea is if you love what you get, what you see in the challenge, and you enjoy the content that we've got inside our membership, you stay after 7 days. Our conversion rates on the first 2 times we ran that were terrible. They were not good. We had straight up, we had bad conversion rates, and it's like, okay, in theory, that's the passive income. We ran ads to high value content, and then that leads into a membership. And then Cordelia was like, well, we need to make it live. We need to get involved. We need to speak to the people. We need to be supportive. It made a huge difference. Our conversion rate went from we had 10 or 12 people join the challenge first, and then we had 3 conversions to over 50%. So we had a 20% conversion rate to I think it was 60, higher than 50% conversion rate, because we got involved with the challenge and supported people live. So the passive income that was a result of that came from a lot of support.
Yeah, and it wasn't, I guess, we need to be really we need to be careful about using the word passive. And my argument on this, I want to raise awareness for the fact that people overuse and overpromise on the word passive, because we actually did a lot to get to that point. It's just that there was parts of that were automated. And I think what Caroline's saying is that we could actually make it pretty passive. We could have ads running to something evergreen that sells it, and then it just delivers all by itself. We could do that. It could be pretty passive, and we could then hire people that took our bits off of us and make it pretty passive. But what we've seen from the testing that we've done with the bits that we've kept passive and the bits that we've kept live is that we got such better results in terms of sales and retention when we actually were more involved. Which when you look back on that, it's well, it's not really
rocket science.
Yeah, it's not rocket science.
What? It's being spoken to. Outrageous. Yeah, exactly. And it kind of but what's also great about that is it's I love doing that. I actually really enjoy that. So then it shifts. So when I first got into business, I was sold into the dream of a passive income, and technically I've had one since 2017. I mean, it's nothing to shout home about, but it wasn't at all anywhere near as enjoyable what we're doing now. But that was the point. I was lured in with this passive income dream. It actually cost me a fortune. And whatever, I learned how to automate a sales system, and got some recurring revenue thereafter for ages. But that lure in is not the reason why. If that's your only reason for getting into business, it's not going to really sustain you, because the going gets tough and you need a bigger purpose. So then it's with the business now, we strategically took a dip in income, in revenue, to build this system, and it is challenging to do that, but it's really fulfilling. So my mindset has shifted from a passive income to creating something I love. And I know that's really cheesy and corny, but that is really the case. I think we're both really passionate about what we do, both really love what we do. There is a passive recurring revenue system that's generated from it, but that's not what we're in it for. But that is very beneficial for business. So that's my 2 cents. It's my mindset has changed from wanting a passive income and just trying whatever, to going, I love having this community, and it takes work, and it takes like it's getting involved with people and creates more income, and having like that connection with people and putting the effort in, the man hours in, creates more revenue, but it's really enjoyable to do that every day. So I think if you're going to create, let's say, an online business, we'll stick with that example because there are so many different examples. You're going to create an online business with passive income. You should really try and focus on how you can add value and what will light you up as well. We had to get that
I
in.
really like what Natalie said in the chat as well. She said, I like leveraged income, one piece of work that is multiplied for multiple sales streams. Maybe even if it's just one sales stream, it's just multiple times. And yeah, like that's really cool. And that is what we do. Like that is massively what we do. And that's what we teach as well. My bugbear is this thing where people that are new to business, new to marketing, new to putting together a business model and testing it and optimizing it are like they're brought into the world of online business ideas through this promise of passive income. And really, it takes a long time to learn, to figure out how to fix things when they break, to figure out how to, deal with customers, and there's admin side of things, there's legal stuff, there's also a huge amount of building to do before we even get to the part where it's passive. It's a bit like going, okay, well, I'm going to invest 200,000 in something that I will get £5 back per sale. Well, it's going to take you some flipping time until you're at a point where you're now like making some profit on that. But you're investing in that for the future, right? You spend 200,000 on something, soon you'll be making bloody loads of money off of it. But you've got to get to that bit where you've paid that 200,000 off. And that's what passive income's like. You want to create passive income, you need to do the building and have all of that and do the learning curve and work a lot of stuff out and do a lot of testing and have a system built that you can then, create as passive income. Or there are other ways of doing it, but we're just talking about online business here. Just like,
yeah. And like, there's the thing, right? The cost of passive income is learning, investment, building, time, connections, like it's energy. So it's a trade-off, but it is something that you put into your future. I think, that's essentially it. It's not passive in my experience for a while. I do think though, to be fair, like John made a point about, it doesn't have to cost you 200 grand. Although, I'm thinking out loud.
That was an example, by the way. The 200 grand was just an example.
Yeah, exactly.
Of like, if you invest in something, it takes time before you start getting a return. With passive income, you're investing your time and you're investing your energy, maybe money as well. Depends.
There's still an investment.
Yeah,
there is an investment. So, but it's a yield. If you do it right and you do it in the right way and you stay committed, then you're going to leverage it.
And by the way, John's just put, not true, I get paid £150 per month every month, even if I do nothing. And I just want to add there are many things that I get paid 150 quid per month. We're affiliates of AWeber, for instance. We get paid for that every month. But that's not an income in the sense that it's not enough for me to go, great, well, I don't need to do anything else anymore. That's me down in tools. Like, it's not enough. It's an income stream, yes.
And also it's relying on another business to pay your, like, if something happens to, it could be,
but you're going to have to work on that to make it, right?
Well, I think, what's the summary, Corks? Give us a summary.
The summary is that passive income can be many things and there are lots of different ways to earn it, but I just want newbies to be told that there's a lot of work involved in creating that, and make sure that they're really sort of clear and open to that, and they understand that it might not be passive now, but it could be passive in the future. But actually, one of the smartest things to be doing is, as Natalie put it so beautifully in the chat, is working towards having more of a leveraged income first, build as you fly, test things, repeat things, and try and leverage everything that you do, so that when you are at a point where you've built a machine, you've got a working business, you've done the learning curves, you understand a lot more about marketing, about sales, about systems, about automations, about being a leader, about hiring, about firing, about all the things in relation to business that we have to learn, that you're going to be in a really strong position to leverage things further, make things more passive, because you stuck with the same thing, and you stuck with that same thing going, how can I leverage this further? How can I optimize this more? How can I make this work for me rather than me work for it?
Yeah, I think that's great. And my last thing is, as cheesy as it is, really figure out what you want to do as well. Like, it's tough. It's tough to work. Business is tough. You've got the most competitive people in the world in business. Like, you have to work hard at it to succeed. There's competition, so you've got to work hard at it, and B, I mean, the best way to work hard at something consistently for a long time is to really care about it. That's probably a better way. You don't have to enjoy it, I think, but you do have to care. You have to give a shit. That's it. So dun, 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 that's it. We need some like segment music, I think, or like some rounds of applauses or something. But anyway,
probably not the rounds of applauses. Probably more like
you are in a lower mood. No, we don't want clapping.
Doctor Who music, like doo, doo, doo. I don't know.
Or you can have me practicing the horn leader. So guys, quick, if you enjoyed that, we also have a membership which teaches you lots of things, including information about passive incomes and how to build communities and how to leverage communities and how to build high ticket programs as well. That's a really great way to start. That is part of the membership and the curriculum inside the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy. I nearly forgot that. It is a rolling membership. It is our recurring revenue model, but also we'd love to invite you to join it. And there's a 30-day money back guarantee. So come test us out if you love it, which we know you will. We're leaving a link in the chat now. We'd love to have you connect with the rebels inside the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy.
Have you dropped the link in the chat, or is that me doing that? Because if it's me doing that, what I would say is I've already put the link in the chat to the NABA Client Challenge when you mentioned it earlier. And actually that gives you full access to our academy for £1 for a limited period of time. So you can get in, try us out, check us out. So have a look at that link. Just dropped it in the chat again.
Better.
We'll be fully announcing that next week. In fact, yeah, next week we will be announcing that the NABA Client Challenge is running. And yeah, it's really good. It's up and running now. So you get in now, get early access to it for £1.
That is a really good point, actually, because the sooner you join, the better the deal is, because it's not the duration of that trial is not a set number of days. There is just a charge date. So the charge date will be at the end of the NABA Client Week. So the earlier you get in, the more time you have to experience the community, to go through the curriculums, to binge watch, to learn, to connect, to grow. So check out the NABA Client Challenge. We'd love to welcome you onto that. We've got Nicola who says, NABA Client is great. I love these resources. We get amazing reviews from that. And the community is lovely. Thank you, Nicola. Thank you. Appreciate that. Rachel says, I did that! ! Thanks. Love it.
Well, you guys can join as well, because NABA Client Challenge is an internal thing every month for all of our clients. So if you are one of our clients, you'll be getting emailed and reminded about it, because we obviously want you to join in, because the purpose of it is to hold you guys accountable to doing at least one promotion every month, because it's the thing that people forget to do. But it also becomes our kind of open week for newbies to come check us out for £1 at the same time. Right, I think we should get our panelists and our victim out for our Connect section.
That's not the official name.
What is it?
Victim, but I like it. I think we could keep
Well,
it.
you said it. It's Rebel in the Spotlight, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Rebel.
spotlighted rebel victim.
The spotlighted rebel victim. Caroline, who do we have today? Is it Nicola Howard?
Sacrifice. Today we have Nicola Howard as the spotlight rebel. I haven't actually checked to see what Nicola is going to be lying about or telling the truth about. As I said, this is our BAFE show. We are building this on the fly. So Nicola could really surprise the heck out of me. And we also have a panelist as well. Should we bring the panelists out simultaneously? Should we bring out the panelists as well? Nicola's our rebel in the spotlight. We have on our panel today Doug Bennett. He was our panelist last week. He also came forward and clarified a misquote from me earlier. We also have John Denley. He's a rebel OG, been in here, the Rebellious Business Network and Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy as well. He's a founding member, actually Doug as well.
Nicola is the original, the OOOG.
Oh,
She was on the first ever call, March 18th, 2020. This time, this place, this Zoom link, on the first ever call.
And I believe I was also the first person on your emailing list.
You were the first person right at the top of the email list when I got everyone on there. Yes, I think you still are.
I would hope so. I know you've transitioned since, but yes.
I hope we're transitioned in order though, because otherwise that would be sad. But we know, Nicola, we know that you were the first.
Official title, official. We haven't picked these people because they're OGs, originals, by the way. They just happen to be cooperative and volunteered themselves when I asked who would be a victim. And this brings us to a recenter rebel, who is Natalie Phillips. She is in the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy. Everyone on this screen is in the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy. If you are watching this back and would love to connect with them, check out the NABA Client Challenge because you get to meet these fabulous rebels. So a quick introduction. Natalie is an email marketing wizard. She helps you set up your systems to, well, I haven't actually fully grasped all this, but we've got a lead magnet.
Well,
we're going to share the lead magnets.
Natalie helps you set up your email marketing, your email funnels, your email systems, and she's an automation queen. She can automate anything and get any system to talk to any other system. That if it's possible, Natalie can do it, basically.
Thank you so much, Cordelia.
You are welcome.
I'm sharing a link.
You do the sharing, I'll do the intros. And then we have Mr. John Denley in the house, who is founder of Find Your Fire, helps people, and the author of Create Happy Thoughts, which is his new journal, which you can find on Amazon. He helps people to overcome depression and terrible times and to get to a place where you are feeling freaking great about yourself again. And we also have Mr. Doug Bennett, who is a financial wizard and expert, owns a mortgage company, is financial director, but the passion, the thing that lights him up the most is helping entrepreneurs get out of the financial shit and turn it around so that they are feeling that financial freedom. They are building a life that their spouse feels happy about, and like they are keeping up with the promise that they made when they just decided to start the business in the first place. And yeah, basically turning things around and getting it all feeling good again. And Nicola Howard, who is the UK's leading low carb expert. That'll do, she says. Nicola helps people feel great again in their bodies by eating things that are right for them, changing their diet, and also making better choices. And there's something else, transition mental as well. And yeah, basically, we're going to get Jennifer to script this for us next week because...
Would you like me to do my own rebel statement?
Yes, please, because it's changed.
It has. Hello, I am Nicola Howard. I am the UK's leading low carbohydrate and ketogenic lifestyle expert, and I'm a life transformation specialist.
That's it, life transformation specialist.
Helping women over 40 to be a 10 out of 10 in their business and ventures and in their life.
Okay, cool beans. Well, pending whether we'll need to script any of you for next week, because this is a game of winner stays on. Nicola is about to share a statement. We don't know, and I actually don't know. Caroline will know because she's organised this, but I actually don't know today whether Nicola is lying or telling the truth. However, I'm not in the game. This has got nothing to do with me. We're just going to sit here and enjoy. Doug, John, and Natalie, our panel of rebels, ask Nicola some questions to find out, is she lying or telling the truth? If Nicola is telling the truth, no, Caroline, can you do this bit for me? Because it's a bit like the clock's changing.
Right, okay.
How do we work out who's won?
Nicola, just to clarify, it's just a quick statement. You're going to give a quick statement, and then it's up to the panelists to ask you questions for you to elaborate on this statement. They're going to ask you questions, and they're going to determine whether or not it's true. And if they guess correctly, they stay on. If they guess incorrectly, you stay on. So your job, if you are lying, is to be an effective liar. And if you are telling the truth, is to come across, no, hang on. Wait, you have to do red herring stuff. We'll figure out this script.
I know, right? It's
also.
like the clock's changing. It's
right.
So.
Yeah, it is like the clock's changing.
Right.
You want to throw them off the scent you want to throw them off the scent, whatever you're doing. That is the point.
Yeah, so, this is where I think I've got dyspraxia or something. I don't know. But yes, exactly. So then the person that has won will stay on next week.
Or the people.
The people or the person.
People or person. Winner stays on.
Winner stays on. So Nicola, you're going to share your statement. And then guys, you've got 2 questions each. Okay. 2 questions each. Doug and John are here for round 2 because they got this sussed last week. And Natalie is standing in for Julie Fitzpatrick. So Nicola, what is your statement?
I was once nearly mowed down by Robert Coltrane.
Great statement. I don't know who Robert Coltrane is. Currently gonna Google. Okay.
Cracker he's now unfortunately passed, but Cracker was his main
and Hadrick from
Hadrick from Harry Potter.
Oh, he's
Hagrid.
Hadrid, yes.
Hadrid or Hagrid?
Hagrid, yes.
Right. Hagrid. Oh wow! Okay, you were once mowed down by Hagrid.
Nearly
mowed down. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Panelists.
So Doug, John, and Natalie have 2 questions each. You can take it from here. I'm going to pass it to Doug.
Okay, Nicola. First question for you is: was he in a vehicle when he nearly mowed you down?
No.
Oh. You can give some more details if you want.
I don't think that one needs details, that one.
Okay.
That was a yes/no question. Was he in a vehicle?
Okay.
No.
Yeah, wrong question from me. I should have gave you a closed question, didn't I?
Cool.
Okay. John, have you got a better, more open-ended question for Nicola? Let's find out.
Yeah, hopefully my mic works all right. Is that right?
You're a little quiet, but yeah, you're good.
Still quiet. That's annoying. Sorry. Doug threw me. Where did this happen?
Covent Garden.
You guys, great open-ended question. Fantastic. Natalie, can you get more substance out of Nicola?
Okay.
We've got a tricky question here.
Yes, I have a very good one. Okay. Nicola, I want to know what he was wearing at the time and if he was taller than you.
He was wearing a suit, and yes, he's about 4 inches taller than me. I'm 5'10".
Okay.
A blue suit, if I remember rightly, actually. I'll give you a little bit more detail.
A blue suit, okay.
I can see him in a blue suit.
I can't. I can only see him in...
I can actually. Okay.
But did you say Covent Garden? Was that which one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question, John.
A question? Is that your
No,
second question, John?
That was
No, it's the same
clarification.
question.
We'll let him off.
All
on
right,
that.
all right, all
It's
right,
the same question.
all right.
It was
I just forgot
actually,
what
if
you
you want to
said.
be really specific, it was Long Acre, which is Covent Garden around
Ish.
That's fine.
ish. Yeah.
And anyone who's got better questions, you feel free to enter them into the chat, because it seems like our panelists might need some support. They may or may not choose to take a question, but we'd love to know your opinion on this. Do you think she's an outright liar straight from the get-go? Do you think it's true? What would you ask Nicola if you were in the panel? Over to you, Doug.
Heather's just dropped in the chat, by the way, saying he was my friend's godfather and he was a lovely man. And can I say that I absolutely loved him on Harry Potter? Can we just drop one of these in the chat for Hagrid, just to remember Hagrid? Because yeah, that was my childhood. Old Harry Potter. Doug, question number 2.
Okay, what were you doing in Longacre?
I could get really trite in saying I was walking up it. I was, what was I doing in Longacre? I was literally walking up it, going from, I think, Leicester Square into Covent Garden with some friends, and it was a sunny day, and we were walking, and we were not paying attention, and Robbie Coltrane came the other way, and he's a unit. So it was, and we weren't paying attention, he wasn't paying attention, and he nearly mowed me down.
Right, okay. That was more detail, guys. That's what we
was
like.
more detail. I got generous.
It's on you, John.
Was there much of a conversation that you had with each other at the time?
There was polite
What
British
was it?
thing.
Okay. So you didn't have a conversation with him?
Okay. Natalie, it's on you now.
Did you get any pictures of the event? Did you say anything to him?
No, because it was the 80s, and therefore there was no such thing as a mobile phone. And no, we had no conversation. As I said, there was polite British from sorry, and that was that.
It's the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, this was at the height of him being in Cracker, so that's when that was.
So he wasn't even Hagrid at the time.
No,
I
no.
put in the chat that you nearly got run over by Hagrid.
I nearly run over by Cracker would have been more, but then no one outside Britain would know what that means. So
I don't know what that means.
Fair enough.
All right.
okay.
So our panelists now have 2 minutes, and I am going to put the timer on to come up with a decision. And for this, me, Caroline, and Nicola are going to leave the room, leave our panelists to it. But our panelists will be able to see my stopwatch, which will be up here. It's now upside down. Now it's not a clock. God damn it. There.
Put the Zoom timer on.
You'll be able to see that because you'll be able to see me. So you've got 2 minutes
Do we
from
need
when
to
you start seeing that counting down.
Have. Okay, John and Do, what do we think?
Yeah, we're counting down again. My initial thoughts was that she might be really clever and just say it was a different person to the person who actually did it. And then she went into quite a bit of detail about him specifically, so I'm back on truth again. That's my.
That's the bit which gets me. The detail, especially of the height, was so specific. A good liar always fleshes out with more details, sometimes far too many.
Ooh.
Whereas if we're talking about incident from the 80s, I mean, do you remember stuff from the 80s? It's pretty about damn vague.
Well, I would if it's somebody that big, for example.
That's the point. It's, you know, it was a pivotal moment, wasn't it? You know, if back in the 80s, Cracker was somebody that you saw on the TV, and
Yeah.
you know, was an awesome actor and a big bloke.
Yeah.
So he is imposing, and you know, I think it's I'm going to go with the truth.
Right.
That's my thought process, but I'll be convinced otherwise if you guys can come up with a decent.
Well, yeah. I'm happy to be wrong, but I think it's true.
Natalie.
The fact there wasn't a conversation, it was almost along the lines of this is a chance encounter, wearing a blue suit.
Yeah.
He did wear suits. Just so specific. I'm sitting there going, she even got the 4 inches down. That's what I keep going on. If she said, yeah, he's a bit bigger than me, about half a head, I'd be like, fine, but it's the precision that gets me.
Yeah. Well, Nicola's quite tall herself, so it's kind of unusual to find somebody significantly taller than you.
True, that is true. I keep getting I'm the short ass here. I'm only 5'3".
Yeah, everybody's tall.
The other factor is
2-3 seconds.
he appears bigger. He appears bigger.
Yeah, because he's broad like me.
Because he's broad. Yeah.
Decision time.
Yeah. Okay.
Have we come to a mutual agreement?
I think. Well, is it mutual? So John's prepared to be wrong with yes. I'm thinking yes, but Natalie, it's got to be,
In that case, I'll go with yes. You guys remember Cracker? I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You baby. Youngster.
Nicola,
I'm a baby.
please reveal. Are you telling the truth?
I feel like I need 2 cards here. I wasn't prepared. It is actually true. When I was probably 18 or 19, I was up in Covent Garden in the summer, in the sunshine. It was all lovely, chat with my mates. And we were walking up Longacre, as I said, presuming going from Leicester Square, where we'd just done some stuff, going towards Covent Garden, because that's where we hung out. And yeah, he was coming the other way down Longacre, but by one of the shops, and literally it was this whole, and he, as I say, he's a unit. And I'm not small, and I've never been small, 5'10", broad shoulders as well. So it was that whole, and I actually went and looked up Cracker. Cracker was 1993. You could have actually doubted me if you'd have gone and looked it up, because I said it was in the 80s. So it was obviously before he got very famous. And I don't know why I knew him, but I knew it was him. And yeah, he nearly mowed me down.
Well, there we have it.
There we
And
go.
there was
Well done, guys.
no conversation, just a bit of British thing. And then as I sort of walked on a bit more, I turned around and went, that's Robbie Coltrane. Oh, okay.
I like how you referred to him as Robbie.
Yeah.
Hey, good old Rob.
Hello, Robbie.
Well, that was what he was known as then. So that's what he is in my head. Robbie Coltrane, that's him.
Unfortunately, though, Nicola, this means the panel have won.
Oh, okay.
Win again.
Bye.
And so John and Doug are becoming part of the furniture here at the Rebellious Business Show. Nicola, thank you so much. It's been wonderful to have you with us. And thank you for sharing your story. Caroline, final remarks from you, please, my love.
Well, the final remarks is that you guys are amazing. Thank you also for hanging in with us. I'm sick. Cordelia's moving house. This is a new format that we're trying, but we've had so much engagement as well. The chat has been blowing up. We've had people on the Facebook. Love it. I haven't actually looked at the YouTube. So thank you so much for bearing with us, for being amazing rebels, and for also participating, for the ones who did participate. And we have a networking event coming up. So if you would like to get some clients, meet some new rebels, and do it the right way, because we don't do elevator pitches. We're not about awkward presentations and difficult conversations. We give you challenges, we play games, we even give out prizes, and we make it fun. We even have music. So if you're a Whitney Houston fan, you're going to love it. And if you're not a Whitney Houston fan, you'll also love it. So
that reminds me, I need to actually do the playlist this time. I'm creating a playlist for this week, because, and there's a reason for that, we're not live streaming, so we can do
non-elevator music.
Yeah,
we don't have
non-Rebellious Business Network live streamed playlist coming up. Woo!
Yes, we're taking requests to DJ Cordelia if you would like something played. So yeah, thank you guys. So if you would like to join the network, what's the date of it? I know I need this down. Again, this will be in the show plan when it's up. Oh, all the links. What's the date of the next network event?
Oh, but it's next Thursday. It is the 11th of July. The 11th of July, which is Thursday, 1 p.m. We are going to be blasting everybody about it tomorrow. Be an early registrar of that, and you will hear no more about it.
If you don't want to be bugged, just get on the list, basically, because otherwise we're going to
Honestly,
be
our ads following you around everywhere.
Yeah.
Just sign up now.
Yeah, save you some pestering.
Because
And
we
that's
have like ads that are automated now that once you sign up, you won't see them again.
yeah. So you anti-pestering strategy. So guys, thank you so much. Threaten with ads. Yes, we're threatening you with ads. So thank you for everything. That's all I've got. Thank you so much for everything. Love having you here. Love having you on the show. Love creating this show. And to a more streamlined show coming soon. I'm very enthusiastic about that. But that's it. That's all I've got, guys. What are you, Corks?
Peace out. I just did this. This is wrong. That's not the one. It's that. Oh my God. I'm going to go and have a coffee and I'm going to go and like figure out what's going on with my life because it's
I'm going to have a lemon sip.
Doug, John, Natalie, thank you so much. Guys, go and check out these three.
Yay.
Amazing. They'll be back next week for the next panel. That's it. That's been us. Rebellious Business Show. Romeo done.